the old tongue jobber.
Draft Brewed Blast, Milwaukee's favorite premium beer.
More doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette.
Bavarians is for your man and you too.
Ortlieb's tastes good like a beer should.
Cheers, everyone, and welcome to the Unfiltered Gentleman.
That's right. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for listening. I am Greg. I am being joined by, well, he really is a machine, Fleximus Prime.
Hey, what's up? I just got done doing my lift, sweated it out, man. Got to drink some beer.
Yeah, you got to recarb, if you will.
Yeah, it's the post-workout refuel up or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't read books.
Right, yeah. Those are for losers. And joining us in studio, which I am so excited for, our best beer friend forever, Coley of Booze League fame, the best part of the show.
Hey.
Thank you for hanging out with us.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for making the long drive over.
Super long.
Was it like 6 miles, I think?
I think it took me 11 minutes total.
Oof. Well, for your troubles, we shall have a beer.
Thank you.
I'll send you some gas money for that.
Thanks. Good. I filled up today. It was like $4.50 a gallon. So.
Whew, that's rough.
Yeah.
Cheers, and thank you to everyone for joining. We are the Unfiltered Gentlemen, like I said. Podcasting around craft beer. That intro will no longer be needed pretty soon.
Don't make me cry. Don't make me cry,
If you're
Greg.
joining us for the first time, welcome. Grab a beer, settle in. If you're new, if you're one of our best beer friends forever, hope you're staying hydrated. Huge shout out to our top listening city of last week, which, oh so fitting, Los Angeles, California. Shout out to LA. And finally, if you're doing a little shopping on Tavor, make sure you class that shit up and use the promo code UNFILTERED to get yourself a little something back. And everyone gets a little something back, and it's a win-win for everybody.
And tell them to pronounce it right.
Yeah, when you call them, like if you ever have to call customer support, make sure you call it Tavor. That is the only proper way to
Tavor
pronounce.
the flavor.
I will. I've called customer service. I've had big problems with Tavor.
Yeah, Nicole has had issues with Tavor, especially whoever they use for shipping.
Yeah.
FedEx, is it?
God. It might as well be at this point.
It's like GLS or something. It's some like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
It's a mess.
It
Doesn't sound real. I'm just going to let you know that right now.
GSO, Golden State Overnight. That's a California thing.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. We have so much to get to. We have a huge announcement. We have some NBA bet situations. Nicole is one of the few that likes kombucha. We're going to find out why. Flex has a beer. But most importantly, we have some very important science to conduct.
From a bottle, from a can, why don't people understand my inebriation? Beer! Oh. Beer science! Glass bottles, aluminum cans, hops and malts, and magic in my hand. We're drinking beer science! Beers we've never had before, open and we pour, and time to drink beer science. Not what brewers said to do.
I just love letting that song play.
It's really great.
I wrote it. Can you believe that?
I was actually going to
It's
say,
really well thought.
You should not quit your day job because this song is ridiculous.
I wrote it. I did not perform it. There is no fucking way I performed it. But
You didn't put on your 80s hairband wig and go crazy?
I should have. I have like a huge wig when I was Doc Brown once for Halloween.
Oh.
Awesome.
Yes, but do love me some beer science. Anyway, sorry for the long intro. I love the song. We are doing a little beer science on this side of the world. We are drinking 2 of Drekker Brewing's CHONKs.
CHONK.
First up, we have, and feel free to dig in, and I'll read the intros here. First up, we have Drekker's CHONK Rainbow Sherbet, 6.8%, has a 4.42 and Untapped out of 1,800 ratings. They say this new Rainbow-licious CHONK is loaded up with lemon, lime, orange, raspberry, guava, marshmallows, lactose, sea salt, and of course, big old scoops of rainbow sherbet for a fruity, decadent, chonky, and sherbety leap into a world of devout silliness. That's Rainbow Sherbet. The second one we have is CHONK Tropical Berry Blast, which sounds like a Mountain Dew flavor. 6.5% has a 4.35 on Untapped, and that's out of 862 ratings. And of the Berry Blast, they say CHONK are fantastically preposterous. Yeah, I haven't had enough yet. Yeah, totally lovable Hefty Boy is back with one of our most outrageously delicious flavors yet. Tropical Berry Blast CHONK Sunday Sour is stuffed with blueberry, blackcurrant, lime, coconut, lactose, and marshmallows for a flavor that is equal parts ludicrous and tasty as hell.
And I hope not too much coconut for your sake.
We'll find out in a second.
Okay.
Once Greg's tongue swells up. All right, so first on the docket is the Sherbet. Have you had the Sherbet?
I have.
How do we feel about the Sherbet?
It reminds me of eating Thrifty's Rainbow Sherbet when I was a child. It tastes literally just like it with the lime, the orange, and the raspberry stripe.
Lots of lemon and lime on that
Totally.
one.
Yeah, have you had this one, Flex? You
Yeah,
have,
I had
right?
it on the show
You had it on
about
the show.
5 or 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, in your early days of being on the show. I remember
Yeah.
that.
It's,
Rookie years.
I don't know. I love this one.
The Rainbow.
The Rainbow Sherbet.
All right, now I'm going to dig into this Berry Blast over here. Interesting. Definitely get berries. I get like a little bit of warmth, like almost a like crumbly graham crackery flavor of some sort.
I do get that.
The Berry Blast is a little chunkier as well.
It is, and I don't know. I do get like the tart. I guess you said that was like currant berry, which is almost like
yeah, black currant. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely get a little bit of lime too. The lime, I think, shines a little more in the first one. I think the Rainbow Sherbet is a little more, for lack of a better term, like sparkly. Like it just pops a little bit, you know.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, I don't even mean visually. I just mean like flavor wise. It's got this fresh pop to it. The berry one is a little more subdued, and like I said, with that warmth, and I cannot figure out what it is. Maybe it's the coconut. It must be the coconut. I don't know what else would cause that. Maybe it's like a toasted coconut.
How's your tongue?
It's doing all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I sound like the kid from Christmas Story who gets his tongue stuck on the pole.
Ralphie.
Yeah. Yeah. No baby here. And then we have Cuvade, both Rainbow Sherbet and Tropical Berry Blast. A lot of berry on the nose of the Cuvée.
Oh. I enjoy this.
Oh, this is nice.
Well, since the Rainbow Sherbet, in my opinion, is the winner, I think the fact that we mix the Tropical Berry Blast with the Rainbow Sherbet, it makes it better than standalone.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
if you're going to drink
this
one.
is like, yeah.
So Rainbow's your favorite.
Yes.
Better than the Cuvée.
Yes, but the Cuvée makes the other one like way better. So I like it a lot more than just the plain.
Yeah, I think I'm on board with you. I think if I had to choose number one, it would be the Rainbow Sherbet. It was childhood in a glass. I mean, you're right. It was Thrifty's ice cream.
It's bright. It's like you said, just very bright.
Bright, and it pops. And I wonder, was Thrifty's ice cream like a thing across the country? Like, do people know what the hell we're talking about? Flex, did you guys have Thrifty's ice cream back
Or
then?
like Rite Aid?
I don't know. I know
It's a drugstore,
That's fair.
kind of like a Save-On or like
then definitely not.
Thrifty's was the store. They had their own ice cream. Then they got bought out by Rite
Rite
Aid.
Aid.
But Rite Aid still has Thrifty's ice cream. It's delicious. So there's no losers here, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I agree. I think Rainbow Sherbet, followed by the Cuvée, followed by the Mountain Dew Tropical Berry Blast. That's what it sounds like to me.
It does.
Mountain Dew flavor. I feel like I could go to Taco Bell and pick this up. Come on in for our Tropical Berry Blast. So, very good. Well, thank you for bringing the Berry Blast over.
Thank you for sharing my favorite, the Rainbow Sherbet.
Hell yeah. I felt it was only appropriate that our last show, I kind of gave something away, have some beer science on it. Because when you text me, you're like, hey, you want me to bring over a chunk? I was like, well, I'm going to dig into the old beer fridge here and pull out like a barrel-aged Firestone or something. We'll treat yourself for our last show.
3 words for you. Treat yourself.
And then when you said chunk, I was like, oh, I think I have a chunk. What's better than beer science? So
There's nothing better.
there is nothing better. Very good. Well, science has been conducted. I can take off the lab coat. Flex can attest to the fact I'm actually drinking out of a flask.
It is a beaker glass, yes. Or,
or beaker.
I think a beaker. I don't know. I'm not an actual scientist.
Is the flask the one that has the skinny narrow neck that goes?
Yeah,
I think
the
yeah.
Erlenmeyer flask. To be,
God damn, Flex, that's hot.
yeah,
It is. You know, like you have fun facts, and
I said I'm not a
love a good fun
scientist.
fact.
I just know some stuff.
You just play one on TV.
Yeah, with muscles.
Buffest scientist I've ever.
Scientist.
Yeah. Like if I had a lab coat, the sleeves would definitely have to be cut off.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
I feel like everybody just knew that already.
Yeah, that's not a surprise. It'd be like if the Incredible Hulk got angry and then tried to put on a lab coat.
Yeah, that's actually probably like the exact image that's going through my mind right now.
Yeah, though you're a much better looking fella than Lou Ferrigno.
Wow, you know.
Oh, sure.
He was
that guy
green and he had that really bad hair.
Yeah.
So now you're going to have to make a song called Buff Science. Buff Science.
I'll even perform it.
Oh, that'd be great. It was like bulging muscles, ripping shirts.
Oh my God.
It's already
Buff
catchy.
Science. Yeah, it's a hit. All right, moving on. I kind of accidentally alluded to this huge announcement that we're making on the show today. This is the last episode of The Unfiltered Gentleman. It's been good. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. I've always wanted to do that.
Well, by all means, if you just raise your hand as we're signing off. I am happy to lend over the good night, everybody. I've had people ask me if it's a recording before. It is not.
Well, it's so good. I've just always wanted to try it.
Intern Brian, the first time he was in studio, was like, I totally thought that was a drop.
Oh,
That's so funny.
It's so good. Every week we end the show and you say it. I mouth it to myself
God.
you're saying it because I think
That's
it sounds so cool.
I'll give you some tips, some pointers on how to hit that. Good night, everybody.
Well, I was just going to say, I listened to this murder podcast, My Favorite Murder, and one of the ladies on it, her cat is now deceased, but she had a Siamese cat named Elvis, and she'd always go, Elvis, want a cookie? At the end of every episode, and he'd go, meow. Every time you ask him, he'd cry for a cookie, and now that he's since passed, they have recordings of him, but it was a new one every time. She'd record it and send it to their editor, and he would put it in.
How fun. I should ask Marty if he wants a snack.
You should, but it's so funny. So you do it live, and Elvis used to do it live, and there you go.
Both pros.
Mm-hmm.
What can I say? Well, some more detail. The show's not just ending in goodbye, but it sort of is. I've been working on this for even before since Flex joined the show, but we've been working on this for a few months now, doing a rebranding. It took me a lot of workshopping ideas with people, and came up with lots of ideas, most which were either taken on iTunes or taken on the gram, or just people don't share my weird sense of humor and didn't think we're funny. So after months and months of coming up with ideas and then coming up with logos, we finally, about I'd say a month and a half ago, decided on branding and logos, and we're still deciding on like intro music for the new show. But we are going to be the Craft Beer Republic, and the reasons, I figured people are like, why? That's dumb. It's funny. I've had a lot of people go, oh, I'm going to miss the gentleman. I'm like, really? And most of those people were women. I was like, really? Are you sure? A lot of the reason behind it is just that, we have women on the show basically every week now. Nicole, Deb, Erica, all the time, Allie even. So it was kind of weird being the gentleman with all these women on the show. And it just felt more inclusive, a little less of a boys club. And I know that with all the stuff with like Rap Magnet and the whole Beergram blowing up with sexism and stuff, it seems like really opportune timing. Like, hey, you guys jumping on that bandwagon. And I swear to God, we're not. I can send you, I can show you texts that Nicole and I were having back in March where I was like, what do you think of this idea? Like, man, keep thinking, bud. So it's not because of that. I think Craft Beer Republic more encompasses what we're about. We're definitely about craft beer, and finally, it's in the fucking name of the show. I have a long.
Well, and then that's the thing. Every time you start a show, you say we are a podcast centered around craft beer. So
I have
now
to explain it
exactly. So now it's just kind of out there for everybody to know. So if you're into craft beer, please just look up now Craft Beer Republic, and we're going to be there for you.
Yeah.
And if you can't get what it's based off the name, then you would dumb.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Craft Beer Republic. We love kombucha.
Oh.
Today's review is the Cayenne Cleanse. So anyways, as you can tell, we're still going to be like, Flex and I are still very unfiltered gentlemen.
Oh, yeah. I don't have a filter. I do not.
Yeah. We've made that abundantly clear. That part is not changing. The name and the branding and hopefully a feeling of inclusiveness. I did have one person when I ran the name by like Republic. Well, that sounds kind of like a Republican. And you're not political. It's like, yeah, we're very much not political, but a republic is a nation that is governed by the people. And so it's, Craft Beer Republic. We are a nation of craft beer lovers, and we're inclusive of everyone who loves craft beer. And I think it's time for a change. And I think this is a better representation of what the show is about and what the brand is about. Like I said, we're still unfiltered. Like it's basically the same show minus like the old timey shtick. You know, there'd be a lot less of me talking like this, pal. not quite as much.
Or don't ever stop doing that. I'm just gonna throw that out
it
there
in every
too.
once in a while. Yeah.
Welcome everybody to the Craft Beer Republic, huh? 22 Skidoo.
Cheers and good tidings. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys.
He's even got the little like tea thing when he does it. It's great.
Well, yeah,
it's
it's a tea thing, but it's also the twisting of the mustache that I don't have.
Right. You're just missing the monocle, and then you'd be all set.
Yeah.
Monopoly Man monocle.
No.
Oh, perfect.
Block one eye. Perfect. So it'll be very much the same. We'll have some new music. We won't so much rely on the old-timey shtick, but, Flex and I are still very unfiltered. Scott, if he's able to come back, still very much unfiltered. Probably more unfiltered than ever at this point. And so that's not changing. We're still going to review beers. We're still going to talk about booze news. I mean, I think the real big difference is that, A, you won't hear people's name in the intro. Full disclosure, I was doing this whole like, hey, let's have Nicole and then Deb and then Erica and Allie and all these people on the show as like a trial to see who fit the best. And I was like, you know what's great? I like cycling through people. It's fun getting different people's opinions on the beers. It's fun when you can come and we can try a beer. Then like Deb can come, we can try a different beer. And I've received a lot of good feedback about having people cycling through. So I think I'm going to keep that and just not put people's name in the intro. It's just going to be a song and maybe a guy saying, welcome to the best show you've ever heard. Something like that.
I like it.
Yeah. It's,
spot on.
Yeah. It's accurate. Come on. Stand by for really bad old timey impressions. I think that's pretty much it as far as that. We're going to take some time off. We're going to take a week off as this show will drop. And then once the show drops, I'll let it download and people listen to it. And after a few days, I'll make the switch. And on all the different iTunes and Apple Podcasts and all that stuff, it takes a little bit to sink down. So that's why we're taking the week to kind of regather. And
first break ever.
No joke. This is the first time we've missed a week since starting the show. So yeah. Any questions? Any questions?
Oh my! What is that from?
David Pumpkins.
That's right.
I'm David Pumpkins.
I'd say you nailed it there. I feel like if anybody has any questions, I feel like you answered every single one of them.
Hopefully. Feel free to hit us up. I'm behind all the socials or the unfilteredgentleman@gmail.com. If you got questions or if you think it's the world's worst idea, whatever.
And Greg's behind everything. When he says we have been working, Greg has been working tirelessly at this new rebranding. I just lend an ear and a voice.
And the wife's certainly tired of it. That is for sure.
Well, maybe we can get her on and she can let us know.
I could call her upstairs. Like, hey, come join the hot box. It is so hot in here.
Nick would really like it if she joined because he thinks that we should have a podcast that's bedtime stories by Shannon.
That's true.
Because he finds her voice so soothing.
Yeah.
That he just was like, I could listen to her voice and just fall asleep. It's so soothing.
Well, that's how I feel about Greg. So maybe I'm thinking that's how they met now. Hey,
well, I don't think
you
Greg
have an
is
amazing
a
voice.
classically trained singer, but
quite the opposite. I'm a horribly not trained singer, but we met in a chat room back in the day for people who put people to sleep with their voice.
ASMR, isn't that what it's called or something?
That is hot.
ASMR. Yeah, and what a better idea to start a podcast if your voice puts people to sleep. Thanks.
Chirp, chirp.
So anyways, yeah. Moving down the line. That's the announcement. Give us your opinions or whatever. We're happy to hear about them. Maybe I'll post the songs that we're considering as our intro music. Have people vote on them or something like that.
Oh, that's a great idea.
But vote on the best one.
Yeah, vote on the one that Flex likes.
And I like it too.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to be outvoted on this one. All right, what else is going on? Hey, just because the show is changing does not mean things are stopping. We still have the bet going on with, the commish over at your other job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard about this bet, and I'm not thrilled.
Are you being sucked into this?
I'm sure he'll. Yeah.
Is his vortex sucking you in?
I'm sure it will.
Right now, you should be somewhat thrilled, being that the Suns are up 2-1.
Yeah,
unfortunately, on our part.
Yeah.
Fortunate
but I would
on your
much
part.
rather have the Bucks win. I'd rather have the Bucks win and have to do whatever garbage punishment than have the Suns.
Well, I love you very much.
Like ditto.
Yeah. For those who haven't heard, the bet is Flex and I have the Bucks, and Wiley, and if he sucks you into this as well, the Booze League.
Apparently, I'm cheering for the Phoenix Suns.
The Booze League has the Suns, and this all started from when he was on the show. Phoenix was our top listening city of the week, and then I proceeded to talk so much shit about Phoenix because I used to have a friend who was a huge Phoenix fan, and fuck the Suns. And he always swore that Kevin Johnson would be in the Hall of Fame someday, and I'm still waiting for that to happen.
I don't even know who that is. Can we throw that out there?
That was the perfect response.
Yeah,
He
and
was a dude.
I know some basketball players.
Yeah.
I do not know who that is.
Well, he's the former mayor of Sacramento.
I only know him from
Still
NBA
don't know him.
Jam, I think.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think that's the only way I know him. So
NBA Jam 95 or something.
Yeah, if
something,
that,
yeah.
93. Yeah, he was point guard on the Suns. So,
Okay.
anyways, if the Suns win, Flex and I lose, and obviously vice versa, the Bucks win, Booze League loses, and the loser has to drink a shitty beer, best-selling shitty beer from that area. And there's been some conflicting reports. I've been going back and forth with Wiley. It looks like in Phoenix, it's either Corona or Mike's Hard Lemonade Strawberry.
It's
very different
That is
Sounds
astounding.
intriguing.
Yeah.
Super unique choices.
Very unique.
It's very specific.
Yeah, very specific. The bad news for me is I fucking hate both of them. They both are like Corona. Oh my God. Even before I was into craft beer, Corona was my least favorite beer to ever drink. So
Corona's
I'm not
the
looking-
worst, and I don't understand how people like it so much.
No, it's just piss. It's piss in a bottle. In a clear bottle. What's wrong with people with clear beer bottles?
Yeah.
Skunky piss. It's
Yeah,
just,
it really is.
Nick really hates Corona also. Like, it is just the bane of his existence.
So bad.
the only
So,
beer
so
worse
bad.
than Corona for me is Heineken.
Yeah, so that
I
same
got-
skunky, nasty smell.
Well, that's the thing.
Taste.
I got a funny story about Heineken here. So my wife's brother only drinks Heineken right now. He always goes on these spurts for different beers, and he doesn't drink good beer, so it's always just like spurts of shitty beer. So he drinks nothing but Heineken right now.
What a guy.
So last year for my daughter's birthday party, my wife bought him a 6-pack, for the house. So when he came over to the party, he'd have something to drink. Well, there was one Heineken left in my fridge about a week later. I was like, you know what? Nobody else is going to drink it. I'll just, fuck it. I'll down it. I was watching some Monday night football game. So it's like 9:30, 10 o'clock in my kitchen, crack the beer, and I start sniffing. I'm like, oh my God.
Don't do it. Don't.
Did
do
a
it.
skunk just spray in my backyard? So I went to the back kitchen window to start looking for a skunk.
No.
And then I realized I was holding the bottle of open Heineken next to my face.
Like, no matter
And I-
where I go, it smells the same.
And I started sniffing that. I'm just like, oh my God, this is fucking atrocious.
So bad.
Skunky beers, Heineken, Corona, the fucking worst.
You know, the last time I had a Heineken, last time I had a Heineken was not even a real Heineken. It was on the show a couple years ago. It was a Will Scott poured out, and it was a Heineken 0.0. And it's just as gross as regular Heineken, so there's no loss
According
there.
to
That's
Sandro
not surprising.
on the Booze League, he enjoyed the Heineken 0.0.
Oh, that does not surprise me. He also thought that Dark and Stormy was a great beer. And both those idiots don't drink Made West Pale, the best pale in all of Ventura County.
I agree.
So none of that surprises me. Shots fired.
I'm starting to
Bang, bang.
question the Booze League.
Right? Yeah, shots fired, go Bucks.
And now they're drinking hard kombucha? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll find out tomorrow. We'll find out how that tastes. It's in my fridge chilling.
Flex, I can't tell you how hard I was laughing last week when I edited the show. And your line of, we were saying that I said something about like, hey, next week, and then Booze League is drinking hard kombucha. You're like, well, on the next Booze League, you don't need to listen.
Oh, that's really funny.
I laughed so incredibly hard. So
I mean,
true.
I call it like I see it.
Yeah. Yay, hard kombucha. So anyways, bet that's what's going on. Speaking of kombucha, Nicole, you and a couple other people, when we posted the show last week and we're talking about hard kombucha, both stuck up for regular kombucha.
Yes.
And specifically the cayenne cleanse.
Okay, so there are two flavors that I enjoy. It's the lemon ginger and the cayenne cleanse.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, I love any kind of spice. I don't like spicy beers, but I like spice. Kombucha to me, it's like it's fermented, right? So it reminds me of pickled things. I love pickled things like pepperoncinis, jalapenos, actual pickles, and anything pickled.
Pickle
I like
juice in the morning after a
pickle
night
juice
of
in the
drinking.
morning. I like when I'm hungover. Like I don't know. So it just it's kind of vinegary, but it has like a slight carbonation as well. So it's just really, I don't know, kind of like how you enjoy your Zip Fizz. It just, I don't know, it's effervescent and it just gives you like this,
All right.
I don't know. And the cayenne cleanse, if you're planning on like going to Disneyland the next day, I don't recommend drinking it
A
because
lot of walking around.
yeah, your
So
stomach
they're
will
going to
be
be
a little
waddling
bubbly.
around.
Yeah, hitting like every bathroom in Adventureland or something. So it really like
I know where they all are.
if you drink the whole thing, it will cleanse you.
It does what it says.
But if you don't feel like being cleansed, just do like the ginger lemon and you're good.
Can you just answer a question for me though? Do you drink the SCOBY shit, that the stuff, the goopy stuff in there?
There is no goopy stuff in mine. It's almost like it just looks like sediment, really. It's just like when you have little sediment in wine or like in beer.
Okay.
It just looks like it's not even chunky. It's just like cloudy.
Because
It's almost like a cloudy little sediment.
We have an in-state place that brews their own, and they distribute it around, and it looks like a jellyfish at the bottom of the bottle.
Ew, no. I don't have the one. The brand.
And I don't
buy.
understand. Are you supposed to drink that? Do you eat it? Do you leave it? Do
I
you
wouldn't
plant it
know.
in the ground and grow more kombucha? Like,
I think if you buy it commercially, like if you go to a store and buy already made kombucha, I think they've taken the little shit thing out of it. I think it's.
I just
the
think you
liquid.
flush it down and send it back to the ocean where it belongs. Or
Yeah,
whatever,
that's what I'm
if it's like
thinking.
a jellyfish.
because I'm pretty
After
sure
a
it's a
cayenne cleanse,
jellyfish.
it sounds like you flush it
you
down.
probably do, but yeah, I don't know. I really I enjoy only Health Aid brand
Okay.
because all the other ones just taste really sugary and fake, and these are like legit. I don't know. It's a tea. It's like a probiotic tea, and I'm all about like gut health.
Sure. Well, 2 each. Beer Girl Melissa hit us up, and she also likes the cayenne cleanse.
Well, cheers to her.
So I had to bring it up. And then finally, I wanted to bring up the fact that I was wrong last week.
What else is new?
I know. Well, par for the course. I made 2 mistakes. We're talking about the guy in Colorado who was trying to drink 365 beers in 365 days. And you were asking, like, is there even that many breweries in Colorado? Turns out there is. Turns out
Really?
there's over 400 breweries in Colorado.
Dang.
And then I said something extreme, like I forget what number I threw out, but I think I said like 500 breweries in San Diego County. That was a little much. It's over 200. Last count was 219. I'm sure it's give or take a couple at this point. But
Wow. Well, I mean, I guess Colorado's a state compared to a county.
Sure.
There's that. And they have that delicious Rocky Mountain water to brew all that delicious beer with. And those Rocky Mountain oysters to eat with it.
Ooh, dry hop with Rocky Mountain oysters.
And a side of kombucha.
Breakfast of champions.
Cayenne cleanse. Yeah, I'm going to go throw up now. So there's that. That's a whole lot of grossness. You're welcome, everybody. Before we find out what Flex is drinking over there, speaking of Colorado, Denver to be specific, the rare beer tasting is going to return this September. And for those of you who don't know what that is, every year around GABF, they do the rare beer tasting. And it was basically like a super fancy rare beer bottle share. And like our friend Davis, who listens to the show, was always getting tickets. And so as soon as I saw this story, I texted, I was like, did you hear about rare beer? He's like, already got tickets.
That's awesome.
There will be no in-person GABF this year, but there will be a rare beer tasting. So if you're in the area, go get them.
Right on. Now it's 2 years in a row for GABF. Hey?
Same with Firestone.
That's true. 2 years of no Firestone as well.
Next year's our year, though. 2022.
They won't know what hit them.
I remember people
right.
saying that a year ago.
I know.
Yeah, but
2021's going to be our year.
Yeah, boy, were they idiots.
Here we are halfway in. Still no in-person beer festivals.
Right. Except for Florida. You can do whatever you want in Florida.
Yeah. And Texas, too, probably.
Yeah, Florida's been doing in-person beer festivals since last March.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just didn't stop.
I think Wisconsin started is either late May or early June.
Oh, that's right. There's one.
There's
like
one coming
this
up.
month you were talking about.
Yeah, there's actually one coming up this weekend. There's another one. I think it's the weekend of July 31st. But 608 Brewing up in La Crosse over by us. They have like the world's biggest 6-pack in La Crosse. I don't know if anybody knew that. So fun fact. But anywho, they did 608 Brewing did 608 Beer Fest because it landed on June 8th, Saturday. It just worked out perfect.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, speaking of beer in Wisconsin, let's make a call to the pen and see what Flexy's drinking over there.
He calls to the bullpen for
Beer.
Delicious beer. So it's actually really funny since you guys are drinking some Drekker Brewing Company beer, and we actually did not get together and discuss any of this.
Clearly.
I myself took Slang Du Jour raspberry cheesecake sour a la mode out of my beer fridge and poured it out. And I tell you what, best decision I made all day. Untapped says, when we say cheesecake, we mean cheesecake. This sour a la mode gets its ridiculously delicious cheesecake flavor from our mad scientist process and by being absolutely stuffed with the finest real ingredients. Raspberry, granola crust, lactose, vanilla, and real cream cheese.
Oh my God.
It's decadent, creamy, and preposterously thick. Like yo mama.
Says that in description, huh?
So this way is in at 7.5% ABV. It has a collective 4.45 out of over 2,000 check-ins. So these Drekker sours have some hella ratings, and let's say we'll dive in right here.
Now, the cheesecake, it didn't like curdle or anything, did it? That kind of scares me.
There's no curdling, but I know you can't see it through my screen right now, but it actually separated from the rest of the beer, and it almost looked like a cream cheese cloud running through the beer. It's super heavy on the raspberry on the nose, almost sniffer. Touch of that cream cheese cheesecake on the back end, and then on that tongue jobber, man.
Ooh,
just straight up raspberry cheesecake. No sense of the booze. It literally just tastes like you went to the Cheesecake Factory, you bought a raspberry cheesecake, you threw it in a blender, and drank that. I mean, it is phenomenal. You get a little bit of the crackery cheesecake crust in there, and sometimes you actually get bits of the cheesecake in that you kind of got to chew a little bit. Which I find no problem with. I find this to be an absolutely amazing beer. And I'd probably say 5 out of 5.
Do you like pulp in your OJ?
I don't, which is ironic.
I do. I'm a total weirdo. I just don't care.
I don't like pulp in my OJ, and I have problems with chunks in my beer.
Ooh, I have no problem with chunks in the beer. To me, it's like I don't know. It's exciting. It's adventurous. It's always nice getting something a little different in any beer you pour out.
Well, then I recommend that you drink an Irish car bomb the way my best friend Steve-O's old roommate in Colorado drank it, where he poured it
and lets it sit
and didn't know that it was like a chugging thing. And he told him when he got home, he asked him how he liked it, and he's like, I mean, it was okay. It took me a while to get through it, and it was really chunky. And Steve was like, "What?
What's wrong with you?"
Yeah, he didn't get the memo.
I was sipping on this great cocktail.
Chunks.
Well, I feel like when you're somewhere and you order car bombs, like there's at least one person at the table who's like, look, has anybody done this before?
Oh, he did this like
is what
at
you do.
home.
Like by himself?
Yeah, so Steve told him about it, and I think he didn't understand the concept that it was like a shot almost. You pound it.
Yeah.
Speed is of the essence.
I think he thought it was like a beverage.
Oh, cocktail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking. Me and Greg talked about drinks like this, the curdling drinks, a few weeks back.
Yeah.
Like with the nasty shots that you get at like 21st birthdays,
brain hemorrhages and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, the cement mixers and that whole thing. Yeah, pass.
Yeah, hard
Super
pass for me.
Yeah.
I'm just too old for that shit now.
I've been too old for it since I've been 21, man.
Yeah.
Who wants that?
I was like too old for it at 22. I still did it through 21. I don't know why.
Like I would, if somebody handed me a car bomb, like of course I had to do it. But overall, I was never good at them.
I like them.
I like the taste
the one
of
thing
it.
I like. Yeah,
I do like the taste of it, but I am not good at getting them down quick enough. Not a good chugger.
I have no problem with chugging. I'm not the best at it, but I'm pretty decent at it. So that part never bothered me.
We should have a chugging contest next episode I'm on.
It's
you
just
and me, Flex.
I'm down.
Yeah, I'll chug. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
What's the chugging beer of choice?
I don't care.
805 or something.
Yeah, something light that we can. But when the lighter ones are extra carbonated, it almost makes it harder.
That's why you gotta let it sit out.
Shake it up a little
cheating.
bit.
No, it's not cheating.
Around.
It's being strategic.
Okay.
You do
it's going in. It's going in with a plan.
Forethought. I appreciate it.
Being smart.
I'll do a Marzen.
Yeah. Not quite as carbonated, fairly light.
And those should start. I don't know about California because you guys are like summer year round.
Right.
But here in Wisconsin, we got fall right around the corner, so the Marzens are going to start coming out pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's September starts to become Marzen season around here, and locally, 14 Cannons I think does my favorite Marzen in the area.
I will co-sign that.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Always making me jealous with that damn 14 Cannons, man.
Sorry about that, Nick. We need some 14 Cannons. Can we hook a brother up? All right. What else? So overall, 5 out of 5 would recommend Slang Du Jour.
Absolutely.
Constellation Brands notes that they've had a $12.5 million increase in logistics costs due to out-of-code Corona hard seltzer.
Boo.
Yeah. Basically, that means that the seltzers went bad because no one was buying them, and so now they've lost another $12.5 million going around and picking them back up. A lot of money there for that.
I hope they drink them.
I don't know. Have you had the Corona hard seltzer?
No, I don't have any seltzers, Greg. You know who I am.
That is right. You are impressive. I couldn't. It was like super sweet.
It was
and
very,
sugary
very sweet.
Ugh.
We had them in Arizona a couple 4th of Julys ago, and our friends bought them because she liked them, and they were not like the regular Trulies, not low carb. Or they're like full of sugar. It's like drinking a soda. It was god awful.
Yeah, it's like diabetes with a hint of alcohol.
Don't even get me started on those sugar-filled seltzers.
They're so disgusting. You should just drink soda and put like vodka in it.
Mix some
or something.
vodka. Yeah, probably less sugar than that.
It tastes better anyway.
That too. And Molson Coors, speaking of seltzers, has discontinued Coors Seltzer here in the U.S. What a shame. I'm sure
keeps
Flex
getting
is in
better.
tears.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, great decision. Absolutely great decision. Get rid of the seltzers.
Yeah, get rid of all of them. They will focus on Vizzy, which I guess is a brand, and Topo Chico hard seltzers. The company says that launching a hard seltzer as a line extension of a beer brand hasn't worked out as well as its independent seltzer brands. Coors Seltzer will remain available in Canada, where Molson Coors observes different market dynamics, and the brand has performed well. Molson Coors launched Coors Seltzer in the U.S. in October 2020, championing it as its strongest play against seltzer offerings from other beer brands, and a brand able to win where people are looking for a trusted beer brand. Still waiting for the trusted bear. But now Molson Coors sees the core problem with Coors Seltzer as the very fact that it's a line extension of a beer brand, a strategy similarly being used and championed by their other brewers such as Anheuser-Busch and Constellation Brands. Yeah, here's the thing. If you're wanting to sell, like if you actually want the seltzer, you're not going to be like, hey, I bet Coors Light makes a great fucking seltzer.
Exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
They talk about trust and brand. Like, no one thinks that Coors Light or Bud Light taste delicious.
No.
Nobody.
But I do have to say, my brother-in-law and sister-in-law did buy the Bud Light seltzers and brought them to the desert.
Yeah.
They weren't bad. Like, I enjoyed the strawberry and the mango.
Well, I was going to bring this up. Like, Bud Light, you and one other person told me, like, they actually have a couple of good flavors.
They do.
Here's the thing. If you haven't had it, if you weren't forced to drink it,
I would never buy it.
You would never buy it because it's Bud Light.
I still haven't bought it. Right. I only drank it because it was in the desert and someone else bought it and it was free and I wanted to drink.
Yeah. You don't look at Bud Light and go, ooh, quality.
Yeah. I wasn't like, I'm going to get that for the pool this summer. Like, no, I still buy Truly.
I got this for the pool and Greg and Shannon stopped coming over. It's weird.
That would be like a very sad day. I would
stay away from the Bud Light
never
seltzer.
do that to you.
Now she's like
Scout's
noted,
honor.
never buying Bud Light seltzer.
Our next keg, strawberry Bud Light seltzer.
She's like, now I know how to get them to leave my fucking house.
Oh, we blew the keg. Nick, get the second one on tap.
Get the seltzer out. Greg and Shannon won't leave. You know, it's funny, speaking of like Bud Light as like a brand that you would trust, my best friend was in town this week and we went out and we went to a local brewery here, Tarantula Hill, because we were looking for food, and Tarantula Hill has a pretty good menu as well as their own beer and a couple of guest taps. And my friend brought her friend from out of town, and we get in there and she's looking at the menu and she's like, well, I don't know what I'm going to drink. And my friend's like, well, what are you feeling? I mean, they usually like light beers, so like they have this blonde and this something like blonde ale. There's like two light options at Tarantula Hill. And she's like, no, I don't want any of that. I was like, if you had your choice, what would you drink? She's like, Bud Light.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, well, they have this light, whatever lager thing. She's like, no, I only want to drink Bud Light.
There are people out there like that, and they're disgusting. They're disgusting human beings.
So weird to me.
I tried to give her 805. Do you guys have 805 out there, Flex?
I don't think so.
Firestone 805?
No, definitely not.
So Firestone Walker, huge brewery in California. 805 is their now signature brand.
Mm-hmm.
It sells many states all over the country. Apparently not huge in Wisconsin, but all over the country. It is just a light blonde ale. It's super crushable, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Have your beer by the pool. I say this with all the love. It's the Bud Light of the craft world.
Absolutely.
It's good. It's crushable. It's still craft.
And it's low alcohol
It's
content.
low. It's like 4.5, I think.
Something like that.
Under 5, whatever it is. And it's so good. And so I tried to get her an 805. She's like, nope, I don't want it. I was like, just try it. She took it and was like, this is garbage.
Oh my gosh.
All right, well, I'm not talking to you ever again. So I didn't.
I drank a Coors Banquet beer yesterday. Just a straight up banquet.
Wow.
It was in
Did you lose a
we were
bet?
at a barbecue and that was the last thing left. And I wanted a beer. And before we took a trip, because it was in my neighborhood, so before we drove down to fill up our growlers, I had a banquet beer in Disparity.
You know what? I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've definitely been there.
I mean, I've had worse. I wasn't like
True.
really disappointed. I was like, okay, like,
It's better than like Natty Light or
or
something.
better than its Coors Light, its predecessor.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know, whatever. It's gross. So
Yeah.
no, it's fine.
Better than hard kombucha.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm not looking forward to that.
Well, as Flex said, if there's ever a show not to listen to, I need to pull that as a drop.
I like those guys too. I like you, Nicole. Wiley, good
Thank
stuff.
you.
But
Wiley's he's a good guy. It's a fun show. Also.
It's just
It is.
unfortunate that hard kombucha's on the list.
yeah, don't do it.
Yeah, I thought that'd be a great punishment for the NBA bet. I thought hard kombucha, what a great punishment.
And I was like, hey, guess what?
yeah, guess what we're having next week on the show? I was like, well, all right, there goes that idea.
By
like
choice.
Already punishing yourselves.
It's like they could
Almost feel
actually
bad.
lose twice. Like,
That's true. Very true.
I think it'll all depend. Maybe you should listen. It'll all depend if we hate it or not. And then if we hate it, then we know our kryptonite and
That's
what we
true.
should drink.
That is accurate. All right, we'll end it on this one. Some drunk buffaloes lead Indian authorities to illegal liquor stash.
What?
Yeah. 3 brothers were arrested in the West Indian district of Gandhinagar after their drunken livestock alerted authorities to an illegal liquor operation at the family farm. Police seized 101 bottles of vodka, whiskey, and other flavored spirits that were hidden in water troughs after veterinarians tipped off police in the city of Chilota. The sale, distribution, or transportation of alcohol is strictly forbidden in the region. Dinesh Thakur called veterinarians after strange symptoms afflicted 3 creatures in his stable. The buffaloes were frothing at the mouth and refused to eat. The next day, the animals began acting erratically and jumping around the stable.
Oh, they were so happy.
I'm thinking, but if I'm drunk, I'm not refusing to eat.
Oh, that's true. After evaluating the scene, the veterinarian noticed a strange smell and discolored drinking water, but the Thakur brothers dismissed the inquiry and told him that some branches had fallen into the trough, causing the discoloration.
Oh, sure.
That's how it works.
Likely story.
The whiskey branch. Yeah. That falls into my water often.
Yeah. I hate when that happens.
With a couple of ice cubes.
Yep.
Damn whiskey branch.
The doctor was suspicious of the situation and reported his concerns to local authorities, leading to the discovery of the prohibited business and arrest of Dinesh, Anabaram, and Ravi Thakur. Apparently, bottles that were hidden in the trough were damaged and leaked contents into the water supply. After sleeping off the booze, all 3 buffaloes were reportedly back to normal the next day. The 3 brothers are still likely feeling the effects of their decision. I'm glad that they perked right back up. They had their pickle juice and they're good to go now.
Yeah, these guys are straight moonshining it, man.
Yeah. So are the buffaloes.
I just think they were like probably so happy, jumping around, all drunk.
Well, and think
Never
about
had a better day in their life.
Oh my god.
buffaloes probably weigh what? Now, I'm probably going to be wrong here, Greg. Like probably 600, 800 pounds.
I'd say a ton.
They probably have
No,
to drink
less than
a
a ton.
lot of hooch to start jumping around like that and actually getting, physically drunk.
That's true. I mean, that's like some Andre the Giant shit right there.
Yeah, like they could probably
Yeah.
drink like a barrel of wine.
Yeah. So a male, and this is an American bison / buffalo, is in the 1,000 to 2,200 pounds range.
Okay,
Wow.
so a ton wasn't wrong.
Yeah, you weren't too far
I
off
was
with that ton.
way off.
Yeah. You know what, Flex? I would have said 800 to like 900 pounds. So I feel you. Now, females range $7.90 to $1,200. So maybe you were just thinking.
Yeah,
female
I was just
before.
thinking. You're, that's exactly what I was thinking of. I was like, we're
You're
getting
being
rid,
really
we're,
inclusive
we're
and
getting
it's
rid of the
appreciated.
gentlemen, so I was all on the female buffaloes, and
Right.
I was all on the train, Greg. That's what I was.
Right.
Where my mind's at right now. Damn,
I'm glad you're getting ready for the switchover. That's perfect.
it's 2021 for fuck's sake.
It's going to be our year.
It's our year.
Oh, geez. Well, that's pretty much everything we got over here. I did want to just look. Usually, when I do like last shows or big shows, like I'll try to end it on like a big number. This is 261. That's not a big number. I should have waited till like 269 or something.
Oh God.
Not really. And then I'll do like some sort of like montage where a bunch of clips and old past moments and blah blah blah. It's not the ending of a show. I think it's just a growth of a show. That being said, I would like to thank everyone that's been involved. Obviously, from the beginning, Dan and Scott were a big part of the show. I mean, they were the show, and then Rona happened to Dan's computer.
It never recovered.
It never recovered. The computer never was able to get that vaccine, and now you definitely got a virus. So thanks to Dan for all his time on the show.
My dick is going to win, I swear.
Your dick is absolutely going to win. Obviously, thanks to Scott, who was up here till the end, and hopefully someday we'll make some sort of valiant return.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
You're the hero that we waited for, Scott. We won't ever forget, Scott.
Never heard that one in a while. Allie, of course, Nicole, thank you for all your
Thank you.
for all your help. And when things I didn't know who was going to be on the show, I just called you and you're like, yeah, I'll be on. So
Every time.
thank you. Deb, Erica. We made some friends out of the show. Vanessa. Hi, Vanessa.
Hi, Vanessa.
Hi, Vanessa.
Hi, Vanessa.
So it's been a good ride, and I'm excited to keep it going. I'm excited to continue it just under a little bit of branding, and hopefully everyone's still on board. So I'll stop being cheesy at this point. I'll hit a little music. I will say go check out Coley on the Booze Cast over at the Booze League there. She is the star of the show.
Thank you.
And you can follow her on the gram at Ice Cold Beer, underscores after every single one. Even the beer, don't forget that one. You can find Flex on the gram at FlexMeABeer, underscores in between. Find us at The Unfiltered Gentleman for now. And then, depending on when you listen to us, find us at Craft Beer Republic, as well as theunfilteredgentleman.com and craftbeerrepublic.com. One thing that will not be changing is our phone number, 805-538-BEER, 2337. So with that, I hope everyone stays very well hydrated. That part won't be changing either. And on that note, Flex, you want to hit it?
Good night, everybody.